Alright, so we're going to have to act like this is still on the car. No, you do not have to take your door off to shave the door handles. But we're going to act like this is still on the car and it's still got the handle in it. Now, in the other video with the paint, I had you roll down the window. But before you take your door panel off, roll up your window, and then you could start to take the screws and everything out of your door panel. Now this particular door, with this handle style, you don't actually have to take off your panel to take this off. Now this hole right here, there was a plug in there, and there's a Torx screw inside of this, and you unscrew that screw. It's not going to come out because there's going to be little grabbers that are grabbing onto it, but you just undo that screw until it feels really loose. Then you can come over to this side and you could pop out, usually, you know, what you're sticking your key into to unlock the door. If it's a passenger door, then it'll all just be solid, but you pull that out, and then your handle itself, you grab onto that and you could pull it back and pull it out. Kind of probably have to wiggle it a little bit, but it'll come out, but then there'll be plastic behind that, and you still have to get that out before you do this. So you can get the handle off, but you're still going to have to take your door panel off to remove the plastic that's up back behind there. So just remember, keep your window up, because once you take your door panel off, that way the window's up and you can still get back behind there and remove anything you need to remove. Now another thing, before you start welding on anything, you don't want to put little etches in your glass, so you need to pick up a welding blanket, and I would recommend putting the welding blanket over your window glass, and you got to think about sparks going back behind here. So you're going to have to put something back behind there so you're not catching your door on fire or anything inside your door. Okay, so you're going to also want to figure out what the thickness of the metal of this door is. You don't want to use thicker metal or thinner metal. You want to use pretty much the same thickness of whatever steel your door is made out of. And with this ordinary piece of paper and some tape, tape this up. And with the crayon, hopefully you have a crayon. I just happen to have one. You could probably also use a pencil, or I'm sure there's other ways of marking this. But you just take your crayon, your piece of paper, hold the bottom nice and tight. Just go ahead and run this crayon over the door. Now what we've done is we've totally outlined the opening here. Now you can cut this out. Okay, so I've cut my pattern out. Now we're going to see how it goes on. See, now you got to think, if that was a piece of steel, it's not going to sit inside of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges again one more time with the scissors. I'm just going to cut in a little bit closer. On these corners right here, I could tell it might need a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of highlight these corners so I know when I'm cutting I need to be in quite a bit more. Same with these corners. Alright, so we got it all trimmed up now. Bunch of clippings, a little bit of a pain in the butt, but at least it's not metal. Remember, if you screw it up, if you go too small, just get another piece of paper and start over. Should be the only time you have to do it. You could reuse this stencil for all your doors, but I would hold this up there to make sure they're all going to be the same. Now when it comes to cutting it out, you've already went down and got a piece of steel, or maybe you had a scrap door laying around that you could use the metal off of. But you would hold this up there to the edge. It just makes it easier for all your cuts. Now you could trace it out with a pen, hold it on there and trace it out, or you can go put a glove on your hand, get some rattle can, spray it right on top of that, kind of using it like a stencil. Take it off there, and then there's your pattern, and you cut it out. So I'll get the steel cut out. I don't know, I might even cut it off of this door since this door's garbage. But stay tuned. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.